Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Another day, another drama, and this Jaclyn Hill saga just keeps continuing. You guys, I swear, Jaclyn Hill can just not catch a break. It doesn't matter if it's a launch with her own company or a launch with Morphe, there just always seems to be some drama. The only thing that didn't have drama with it was when she launched her highlighters. Minus the fact that some people got empty boxes and some people got entire cases. In my video yesterday, I talked about the formulation change that happened with Jaclyn Hill's original palette as well as the Volume 2 palette that just launched with all the information that was presented by Jen Loves Reviews. If you haven't checked that out, I will link that down in the description below so you can go take a peek. After all that information came out and was made public, I assumed that we would just get radio silence from Jaclyn for a while as well from Morphe until Jaclyn comes on to her YouTube channel to address the situation. Well, little did I know that the exact opposite was going to happen, and Morphe has issued a statement about everything, whereas Jaclyn has still remained silent. Which differs from what usually happens because normally anytime there's an issue with a launch that Jaclyn has, whether it's her own makeup line or with Morphe in a collab, she is the one that always takes the fall and has to come online and explain what exactly happened. I mean, we all remember that disastrous debacle that was the vault. Well, she has said nothing, and Morphe released this statement yesterday. Morphe tweeted out, "We have seen several concerns about our original Jaclyn Hill x Morphe palette formula modifications and ingredient changes, and we want to set the record straight. We also wanted to be clear these formula improvements are out of our collaborators' control. Jaclyn was not made aware of the specific ingredient adjustments to her palette and was told only that we worked to improve the performance and payoff. While it's common in the beauty industry to make formula adjustments and improvements to keep up with industry standards, it is not customary to announce them. The ingredients in our products are always posted on our website. However, we hear our customers' requests for more clarity and promise to work to increase transparency in any formula modifications for the benefit of our customers. It has also come to our attention that a member of our customer service team shared incorrect information with @JenLovesReviews. We are using this as an opportunity to confirm that we indeed made a formula modification to Jaclyn's original Morphe palette. We apologize to @JenLovesReviews and our customers for this miscommunication and will work even harder to ensure our teams share accurate information. We value everyone's feedback and will continue to always improve on your customer experience." So if we take a step back there and reread what they said that Jaclyn was aware that they made modifications to her formula, but wasn't aware of the specific ingredient modifications that were made. Now, there's a few things wrong with that statement that I'm like, what are you talking about? Because Jaclyn said in her review video that she knew that the ingredients had changed somewhat because they added like the shea butter and the coconut oil and the jojoba oil to help with blending and stuff like that. So she knew some of the ingredients that they were adjusting or including or changing. So if she knew about these adjustments in the ingredients that were getting added into her palette, then why did she not get informed about the other ingredients that were going to be added into her palette? Like the biggest issue being the carmine that was added into her palette because people do have carmine allergies and people don't like to use any kind of product that has carmine in it because it's no longer vegan. So why was she not made aware of those changes? To me, it seems kind of shady that Morphe would make those changes and not inform her, especially since Jaclyn has gone on record before saying that she would never support a product that was not vegan and cruelty-free. And on top of that, when you add something in like coconut oil, where people have allergies to coconut oil, you're then separating yourself from a customer base who can no longer use your product. And if you bought this palette back in the day when it didn't have these adjustments in it, then you wouldn't assume that they were adding in something that you wouldn't be able to use because they didn't say that they were changing the palette. Now, I know they say that it's not customary to announce any kind of formulation changes or anything, but how many times do you go to the store to buy something and they're like, oh, brand new formula or brand new taste, like something like that. There's tons of displays where people change their formula on things and say, hey, this is a different formula. Make sure you look at the ingredients is basically what that says when you see those signs. And then we get into the legal side of things. If they listed that palette on the website as vegan back in the day when it was, and they did not adjust that at the correct time after they edited these formulas and added in the carmine, and you bought that palette and it is not vegan, then Morphe could have a lawsuit on its hands from somebody who has the palette that was advertised as vegan and it wasn't, because it's false advertising. And then let's get into the legal side with Jaclyn Hill. She has stated multiple times that she has a very specific formula with Morphe, that it is hers and hers only to use. And in her latest video, when she revealed the Volume 2 palette, she said that she had signed papers saying that that formula is hers and hers only. Now, if Morphe went behind her back and changed the formula without telling her, then that would have legal ramifications to it. And on top of that, if Morphe did tell her, hey, we are changing your formula, if she is the legal owner of this formula, why would she not have been told what ingredients were going to be added? It didn't matter how big or how small. She owns that formula, according to her, and I feel that every single ingredient that was added into that palette should have been ran by her, and honestly, it probably was, in my opinion. Now, let's say for some reason that Jaclyn was absolutely unaware of any of these extra ingredients that were being added into the palette, except for the coconut oil, the shea butter, and the jojoba oil. Any more additional ingredients that were added into that palette should legally have to be run by Jaclyn, since she is the owner. Now, what I'm questioning is if she is the actual owner to that formula. Because why would Morphe risk getting sued by changing the formula and not telling her? So either that, or she did not read the contract for this formula very carefully. I feel that the only way that Morphe would be able to get away with changing the formula without telling Jaclyn exactly what is in it is if they say that, yes, this formula belongs to you and is for you to use in your palettes only, but we still retain the rights to change this formula and modify it however we see fit. So I feel like that could possibly be a clause in the contract. So does she own the formula? Yes, because it's for her palettes only, but if Morphe retains the legal rights to the actual formulation of the palette, then they can do whatever they want with it without telling her anything. And if this is the case, then it's extremely shady of Morphe to go behind Jaclyn's back and change the formula without telling her. Like, Jaclyn's poor reputation is already in shambles already after Lipstick Gate and the Vault debacle, and now you throw this on top of it. Like, this girl can't catch a break no matter what, but she does kind of do some of it on her own. Now, look, I understand that Jaclyn does have her own brand, and I'm sure that takes up a lot of her time, but when you throw your name on some kind of product, you need to be responsible for that product. Unfortunately, if a company goes ahead and changes the formula behind your back, that absolutely sucks, but you also get this product before anybody else. You have the entire ingredient list listed on the packaging, and you can flip that over and read everything in it, and you could have been like, hey, Morphe, why'd you change my palette? Why is the formulation different? Why did you add carmine to my product when it's supposed to be vegan, and I told you I will only support vegan products? Like, yes, it is part of the consumer to do their research on a product because you never know what's going to happen. But when you throw your name on a product, it's also up to you, the person who is standing behind that product, to make sure that this is a product that you want to put in front of your consumers and in front of your fans. Like, people are always going to trust what you say because they want to believe in you. But when stuff like this happens, it makes it really hard to trust you. And then you throw in all the other past disasters, such as Lipstick Gate and the Vault, and people are going to seriously question your motives. Like, are you literally just here to sell me a product and you really don't care what's in it or how people will react to it? At some point, it's going to damage your reputation so bad beyond repair that when you come out with a new product, it's not going to sell. The past 2 launches that she's done with Morphe have sold out in 2.5 days, because that's what she said for both of them. So I was assuming that this one was going to sell out in 2.5 days as well. And when I just logged onto the Morphe website, it's still in stock. So either they ordered way too many of these palettes, or it is not going over as well as they thought it would. And honestly, you guys, after Jaclyn did her highlighter launch and there were absolutely no issues with it except for some shipping issues, I thought that things were finally gonna look up for her. But then this happens and just everything comes tumbling back down. Like, this girl cannot catch a break. And I know that some people took issue with the customer service representative emailing back Jen incorrect information. Now, I don't really fault them for that because after working years in customer service, if you do something to a policy or change something, you can send out an email or send out a memo, and unfortunately, not everybody's gonna read it. So I don't really fault them for doing that by sending out the wrong information because this person probably didn't read any of the information that they were given. Now, I am glad that Morphe came on and addressed that situation, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. But that is everything for today's video. I would love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think that Morphe is throwing Jaclyn Hill under the bus by saying she knew about some of the changes that were happening to the formula, but they didn't tell her what specific ingredients were? Or do you think that Morphe is being shady by not sharing what ingredients were changing in the formula to begin with? Do you think that Jaclyn knew what all of the formula changes and ingredients were going to be in the palette and is just lying? Or do you think that she actually had no idea and Morphe is doing her dirty? What do you think about them adding carmine and coconut oil into their palettes, knowing that there are people who have carmine allergies and coconut oil allergies, and people who will no longer buy the product because it has carmine in it and it is no longer vegan? Do you think that there's going to be any kind of legal ramifications that come for this? So if Jaclyn does own the legal rights to this palette and the formulation and Morphe changed it on her, do you think that she's going to sue Morphe? Do you think that they're going to sell it out of court? Or do you think that really nothing's going to happen? I would love to know all your guys' thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. If you liked this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you are new to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that big red subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit that bell icon and set all of your notifications to on so you'll be notified of every time that I upload a new video. Alright, that's everything for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!